Good afternoon, everyone. Today is January 23, 2023. I am your host, Stark, and this is Evan Studios Weekly Podcast number 47. Sorry, I just ate. And with me, I have our co-host, our, you know, co-owner and producer of for Evan Studios, Isaac.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. It's 6 p.m., dude.
Hello, everyone.
It always works, see?
Yes.
Yeah, so let's get right to it.
It's already dark outside.
But it's dark outside since like 3 p.m.
My point still stands.
It's no, it doesn't. It's bullshit. Um, the weather, not your point, but your point is also kind of bullshit. uh, First of all, I want to go through the roll call like I always do. I appreciate everyone that is watching us live. Kong fan, Cass fan, Dat fan, all the nicks that you have ending in fan. What's up? Era N, what up, bro? Sirius Black on the chat today. Dat fan asked us to make a quick. Too long didn't listen to from the last podcast before we go into this podcast. I kind of don't get it because I'm gonna do it, but this is not like it's a sequel. Like, yes, this is what you lost from last week, and then it segues into this week.
It's the recap. Okay.
Yeah, I can make a recap, but like it doesn't segue.
So at the end of this podcast, we'll also have a preview of the next podcast.
Boom, that's what you get, and don't miss the next episode because we won't either. I think that was only done in Portugal. Whatever.
I think this was only done in Portugal. Yes.
Yeah, they missed out then.
Yes, they did.
They missed out. So last week podcast I think we tried to explain where we were in terms of progress in all fronts. So basically, I think I explained that for Journey Abroad, we will work on it as soon as the shoulder patch came out, and after the shoulder patch, we will work on the Christmas patch and finish it. The shoulder patch will come out at the end of February, and then the Christmas patch, you will see teasers on the end of the shoulder patch, and then you're gonna get the Christmas patch after that. And while we work on the Christmas patch, we will also be working on Journey Abroad. So we are going to quick fire two patches, so the two games for Journey Abroad, the two different versions, as well as the Christmas patch. And then we are going to start working on Bloodlust while we work on Fleeting Iris remaster. It's kind of both. It's not like a full remake, it's a remaster / remake because we're going to remake a few things. But yeah, that and am I missing something?
I don't think so.
Okay, I might be missing something, but like I said, just go back to last week and listen because there's VODs for a reason. And boom, never forget. Also, just to make sure that we don't miss anything. Yeah. And hopefully you can expect a Halloween patch and Christmas patch for next year. Maybe a little Christmas season, maybe like 4 or 5 scenes. We haven't decided yet. We'll see. If people like the Christmas patch, we might do small Christmas patches for Christmas, and try to do something different. Maybe next year it's Christmas for the Journey Abroad crew. I don't know.
I see. Maybe that will make more sense after all the main girls have been like properly introduced. So not this year. But
Probably at the end of the world. At the end of the world. Probably at the end of the year it's going to be. I was thinking, man, I'm probably not the only person thinking of this, but I was right now. I just had the idea like how will the characters from Journey Abroad will look drawn in Muku / Tiger Lila style, and how will the characters from Fleeting Iris will look drawn in the Journey Abroad / Scarlet Anne style. We already seen how Ayame looks, and for those who don't know, I think it looks great. It still captures the essence of Ayame, kinda, while doing a full transition to the Scarlet Anne style. I like it. But I also liked the way Claire. Wait, what's her name? The blonde chick that crossed over from Key's game to our game before Key sadly
Chloe?
disappeared. Chloe. I thought Claire. It's not that. It's not that far. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Chloe. I like the way that Chloe crossed over
Yes.
for our universe. I really like the character. So yeah, this week we don't have a lot of news. Zelmate already realized that some of the news have already been spoiled. I'm like, I wanted to say, I was like, listen, I'm gonna have a podcast on Monday. Let me let me give our supporters the news, and then you can go ahead and spoil it to everyone. But I want to give the news, and he spoiled it because I said the podcast started at like 6 p.m. and he already spoiled it. So I'm gonna open with that instead of trying to leave it for the end of the podcast. I'm going to lead with that. So basically, and just to get this out of the way, the guys from Gunsmoke Games, the creators of Something Unlimited, some of you might know them, have started a podcast of their own, like a weekly podcast, and they do it usually on Fridays. The time that they do it is 5:30 CST. What is CST? Central something time? What does CST mean? Give me a second. What does CST mean? Come on. Central Standard Time? So, where is this? Like New York? No, wait. Where is CST mean time? North America? Okay, so it's probably like New York. Yeah, it's probably like New York, and then you have the EST, I think, which is at the other edge, the other side.
The west side.
Yes, but it has
West side is the best.
I knew that's why you picked it up, but it's not side. It's
West Coast.
The coast. That's what I meant. It's in the West Coast. West Coast. Yes, it's in the other coast. So on the closest coast, on our side of the Atlantic, is New York, Maryland, Manhattan, all that crap. Not crap, but And then on the opposite side, on the opposite coast, is, I think it's EST, which is like 3 hours difference. So that's why I'm guessing it's New York, because I assume that's the whatever. Doesn't matter. So it's 5:30 CST, which I think it's like 11:30 or like 10:30 p.m. GMT, something like that. So it's going to be, what is now, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5 hours from now, which will be 5 hours from now. So yeah, they invited me to be on their podcast, which is new. It's going to be episode number 2. And I'm going to be talking with one of the owners of Gunsmoke Games, one of the partners. I think it's Sunset. Smoke Shank might be his name. Yeah, it's his nickname on Discord. So that's probably Smoke Shank. Maybe Sunset is the other guy. I always like his nickname, because his nickname is something like Sunset Rider 7. And obviously especially to a lot of you youngins, but a lot of people will not get it. Sunset Riders, if you Google it, was an old arcade game about some cowboys. That it was like a shooter, like it was like a side scroller with guns, with cowboys. Imagine something like Golden Axe or like Streets of Rage on a 2D plan with cowboys with guns instead of beating people up. Also, I understand that a lot of people that I just said all those names, they're going to be like, Golden what? Streets of what?
Yes.
But yeah, Sunset Riders was an old arcade game, which I lost a lot of coins to, so I always liked his nickname. But yeah, those were some of the news. I was invited to participate in the podcast. So not only you're gonna get me on this podcast today, right now, but you're also gonna get me Friday, at 11 p.m. I will try to post the time. Actually, if I check right now, what time is CST right now? So right now in CST is, please Google help me, noon. So it's noon. It's 6 hours. It's 6 hours. So they say it's 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. Oh my god. Yeah, 11:30. It's gonna be 11:30 p.m. GMT. So it's like 6 hours difference. So it's probably New York. It's probably actually it's more like mid America. It's probably not. It's not probably not on the coast. It's probably more central. Yeah, that's why it's called Central. See, Central Standard Time. I know what I was talking about. So yeah, the podcast is called Indecency Unlimited, which is also obviously a play on the Something Unlimited game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to talk with Smokeshank on the podcast, and I feel like it's going to be pretty fun. And if you guys want to see him, pretty much interview me, or I don't know how the format works. It kind of seemed like just two guys talking about anti, and it didn't feel like exactly like an interview. It just felt more like getting to know each other and talk about the games. But yeah, if you guys want to watch it, this Friday the 27th, 11:30 p.m. GMT, 5:30 CST, I'm going to be on the Indecency Unlimited podcast. I will post links. I will announce on our Twitter. I will announce on our Patreons and all that stuff. So you guys will get the links and you will know where to find us. Now let's focus on our game. Even though I'm super excited to be on that, we gotta talk about what we have in store this week. So Isaac and I we'll be working on the Shota patch today. We've been listening to a bunch of songs, and it was amazing because I've been having an headache for the last 3 hours. So while I was listening to the songs with an headache, it was easy to say which songs get on your nerves like really fast and which songs don't. So I'm trying to put songs in the game that have like some impact, some juice. But at the same time, I don't want something that if it plays for too long, it starts giving people headaches, and it's like, oh, this song again, let me lower the sound, or we want songs that have character, but at the same time, we don't want songs that are so overwhelming that you kind of want to turn the game off. So actually listening to those songs with an headache was a good idea, because if they got annoying to me with an headache,
it's a silver lining.
Yeah. And and I was happy because most of the songs that we picked together that we thought they were good, they still held up, even though I had a fucking headache. So
okay,
that's pretty great. I really like a lot of the songs that we picked. Obviously, we are already picking songs for not only to finish up the Shota patch, but we're also picking up songs for the characters for Journey Abroad. We're picking songs for Bloodlust. So yeah. Anyway, let's focus on the other games. Our animator Netorari Kibito is back finally. He was doing some super professional working for actual AAA games animations. So now he has free time because he was working on like 3 different projects, and because it was at the end of Fleeting Iris, and I told him I can probably make it work for you, but he's like, listen, if you don't have work for me for right now, and it just disappeared because he was working on a lot of real life stuff. But now he's back, and I already gave him a bunch of animations to do. So, and yeah, I'm going to try and sneak at least one Christmas patch animation. So it's kind of late to do it on the Shota patch.
yes.
Also, I didn't want to do it for the Shota patch because let's face it, like 30 something scenes. I didn't want to animate all that crap. But we are going to try and sneak in some animations for the Christmas patch. And obviously he's already working in the animations for Journey Abroad, which we are not going to spoil. I have to be honest. There's a lot of work about Journey Abroad and the Shota patch and whatnot that we haven't spoiled because I've already said this a few times, but sometimes we try to keep some of the stuff for ourselves so that when you play the game, it creates a bigger impact. So yeah. Also, the CG team already finished 2 scenes for the Christmas patch. So yay! Plus all the busts that they had to create and whatnot. So yeah. Regarding our somebody's talking to me on Discord regarding the improvements, and the reason why I called this episode what I called it is right now we are trying with our sprite artist to create different styles of sprites. We are trying to improve the quality of the sprites. So you guys saw the sprites that we had for Fleeting Iris. Journey Abroad already has a style of sprites, and that's what we're gonna go with because, I mean, let's face it, we already did, I don't know, like dozens and dozens of sprites, like all of the characters from that you guys see in the Journey Abroad banner have been sprited already. But we have been trying some different styles. I can actually try and upload it to yeah. I try to get. Actually, I might try to post the new the actual other style that we are trying to work on next week, because right now it was very on top of the wait, what? Who cares? Sorry, trying to do something on live. I feel like the name was this. There we go. So let me put this against the background where you can actually kind of see it. So yeah, we're trying different styles. This style was a style that we saw on some game, and we were like, can you do something more like this style? And yeah, we tried this. We are not 100% sold on it. We're trying different things right now. And oops, not that. There we go. We're trying different things right now. So this is what we got. So we wanted to create sprites that they actually look sexy. So we wanted to make sprites that if we animate and whatnot. This is not the battlers that we wanted to make for Bloodlust. Let's not confuse this. This is just the world map sprites. And we wanted to see how they will look, if we could make them look better, and if we could animate them and whatnot. And how will the animations look like? Because unlike RPG Maker VX8, where the sprites are animated 3 times, in MV they are actually animated 4 different times. So it's you can add one more animation and one more frame. So it might not seem like it makes a big difference, but it actually does. And obviously these sprites look bigger because the maps are going to look bigger. All of the maps are going to look 2 squares tall, whereas in RPG Maker VX8 they looked 1 square tall. And not only that, the squares in RPG Maker VX8 have a total of 32 pixels.
32, yes.
And the squares on RPG Maker MV and above have a total of 48 pixels. 48, right?
I think it's 48, yes.
So that adds to like a total of 96 by 96 on MV,
yes.
While we only have 64 on VX8. Actually 32 because there were only 1 tall. So our sprites are going to switch from 32 pixels.
Actually, had sprites that went above 1 square, remember?
We did
a little bit.
In
yeah,
Halloween.
Some of them.
The Halloween.
Yeah, I know that because of things like the couch on IMS house covered like the top of some sprites, and that happened with some things that the Garcias too.
No, I'm talking about
like
characters. I'm talking about characters.
Yes, we have some sprites that go a little bit over 32 pixels. Yes, we RPG Maker VX8 lets you do that.
No, I know, but you have to enlarge the size. Yeah, I know because we use
Yes.
the guys in Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, but I'm saying that our standard for Fleeting Iris was 32 pixels.
I think most of the, at least the main characters, most of their sprites went a little bit above 32
Are you
pixels,
are you sure?
but not like a lot above. I mean, maybe 40 for some of them, but it's always 30 something. Yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, but we're talking about like whatever 32 to 40 pixels, and now
Yes.
they are uh almost 100 pixels.
Yes.
They're going to be like almost 100 pixels tall. And right now we have this style. This style is on the table. We still haven't decided on it. That style is on the table, and that's something that we are trying for Bloodlust. We're trying a lot of different stuff, um, and we also have the sprites that we've been using for. Let me see. Let me try and I don't think I'm gonna spoil any of this, but sprites. Here we go. Let's see what we got here that we can post. I feel like people already seen some of them, but let me try and post. We have something like this. So this is the style that we're going with for Journey Abroad. Again, this is for Journey Abroad, and right now, for Journey Abroad, we are not going to remake this. We are not going to remake this.
Huh.
This is what we're gonna use for Journey Abroad. This is set in stone, at least for now. We might change it later if we come up like with an amazing style for Bloodlust. We actually might get our we might actually get our animator, our sprite artist to make you know to make something. Actually, does she actually seems taller than the others.
The sprites are also more spaced, so that messes up with the.
What do you mean
total
more
size.
spaced?
There's more space between.
Oh, yeah,
the
I
frames,
see.
yes.
Because like if you line them up, they're about the same size.
Yes.
There's a bigger space between
Also,
them.
this character looks like the Doctor from the other game.
No, I know from PF.
Yes,
P5.
like a lot.
Yeah, but here's the funny part. I told Scarlett I wanted to do something similar, but I told Scarlett I gave her like a general idea, and the character ended up looking very similar.
Okay.
Even though she never played the game.
Really?
I just said I wanted to have like a doctor's.
Yeah, these clothes, this style, this hair. Yeah.
And she did that, and
Okay.
it was incredibly similar.
Okay,
The
I
same
see.
the same thing happened with Muku, where I kind of for Melissa, a lot of people were like, "Oh, that's the character from High School of the Dead," I think.
I never saw it.
See, that's why I said Muko. I was like, I kind of want like this style, kind of like samurai style. I want it to be like purple because it's going to be like dark. Because one of the goals that we had for our games is that we wanted all the characters to look a little bit different. So Ayame will be like this Japanese, Asian looking girl.
Yeah, because if they are all too generic, they don't get. They are not memorable, so they are easy forgettable.
It's
So,
not only
yeah.
it's not only that they are generic. I wanted them to be different because one of the goals for our games was always to make a little something for everyone. And the goal for Fleeting Iris, and I know that a lot of people are like, I really like this route. Why didn't this route get more scenes? I really wish you did this better or that better. And I like this, but I don't like that. And I understand that some people wish they could like all of the 32 scenes, all of the 300 plus scenes of the game, and that the whole game was catered to them. But it's impossible to do that. And our goal was to make something that in general everyone will kind of like, but people would like be able to pick favorite routes, favorite characters,
Yes.
favorite fetishes. So our goal was try to do something that was, we were trying to do something for everyone, right? And we did the same with the main characters. We wanted to obviously make memorable characters, but our goal was like, let's not make them similar at all. So if you look at it and if you think at it, the next character is probably gonna come out with like green hair. Because listen, Ayami is kind of like the naive, generic, kind of Asian-looking character, black hair, fair white skin. Jasmine is a redhead with red eyes and kind of toned skin, kind of tomboyish. While Evelyn is a a super busty blonde with glasses, blue eyes, mature female. And Luna is kind of like, looks like a high school girl with pigtails. Kind of looks like Wednesday from the Wednesday show, and dark blue hair,
Sure.
right? And Melissa, she was okay. So we already had blonde, black hair. We had red and we had blue. We were like, okay, we had red and blue. Boom, give her purple. And now look at the features. Look at the features. Ayame is supposed to be kind of like, thin, right? But you know, with a nice round ass, with some nice round
Kind
breasts.
of like the ultimate girl next door.
Yeah, even though let's face it, Ayame got boosted, Ayame got improved. Ayame got the reverse Tifa
Sure.
no, she got the reverse Tifa package, so she got bigger breasts along the way. But if you look at it, Ayame was kind of like, yeah, ultimate girl next door. She's supposed to look like simple. She has a nice perky butt, nice perky boobs, but that's it. While Luna looks kind of the thinnest and kind of looks like the youngest of them all. Jasmine looks like tomboy. She looks like sporty, so she looks like nice big muscles. While Evelyn is supposed to look like the mature with the
MILF.
big breasts, the MILF with the big breasts.
Yes.
So what are we missing? Someone that looks like a Latina with a big ass, right? So we needed the big round, the biggest of them all.
Badonk-a-donk.
The biggest badonk-donk, right? You know what I mean? The big juicy round ass, right? The realest motherfucking ass of all our main characters, and that's what Melissa was gonna add, right? So I looked at him. I said, I want them jeans, right? And I want them jeans. So I want her ass to be so big that her jeans can kind of go all the way to the top. I want some nice fat ass, and I want that samurai style hair, and I want their hair to be purple because we already have blonde, we already have black, we already have blue. And as he was adding all these stuffs, it was like, this is how the character looks, and I was like, oh shit, bet that character looks badass. I want that's the character I want. That looks perfect. And when we released the character, a lot of people were like, oh shit, she looks like that bitch from that other show. And then I went to check out. I was like, Muku, she looks like this, and I was like, I don't know, I never seen that character. I didn't see it either. Like, and I still haven't seen it to today. I tried to watch it, and I tried to watch it, but I was bored after the first episode because it feels like an anime, but it's kind of like I don't want to shit on the show, but it kind of looks like an anime that is actually not an anime. It kind of looks like it wanted to be. It kind of looks like it wanted to be hentai, but it never got there. No, I'm serious. Like, that show had everything to be an hentai show.
I get it.
Right? But it feels like it never crossed the boundaries, and it never got there. You know what I mean? That's it. So that's how we came up with Melissa. So we wanted to make something that differed from all the previous styles that we created for the other male characters, for the other main characters. And that's the idea that we came up for Journey Abroad as well. Because if you look at Journey Abroad, what do we got? We got a spicy Latina. We got
We have like 12 different girls or something.
yeah, we
I
have
don't
a
know
girl
how
that
many
looks
there are.
African descendancy. We have a girl that looks like Asian descendancy. We have a girl that looks like Latina. We have the typical soccer bimbo mom. We have the typical cheerleader. We have the punk rock chick. We have the tomboy.
We are missing the hippie with flowers on her head.
What did I tell you like an hour ago? Nobody wants to fuck the hippie with the flowers in her head.
I mean, the hippie guy, probably.
But yeah, we were trying to go for diversity, right? And I'm 100% sure that not all the characters, not all the personality of the characters are going to fit. You know, it's not going to be one size fits all. I know that a lot of people are not going to enjoy some of the characters and are going to enjoy some more than others and some routes more than others, right? But it's really hard for us. Like, if we just focus on one style, we try to create art, and if we don't add diversity to it, we risk just alienating an entire crowd that never got something for them, right? So our goal was to create diversity, and that's what we created with the main characters for our are Eastern studios, so for the Alessia Chronicles, and since all those games are based on female characters, we have those female characters look different and diverse from each other. But on our West, which is the Scarlet Ann, the part of the studio that is working with Scarlet Ann, we have a male main character. So the characters that he sexes, the characters that he romances, are the ones that we are going to try and introduce diversity to.
Yes.
Obviously, I hope that it's just good in Thai, good looking characters, sex. I like them all, right? I want people. It's hentai. I hope that most people that play the game and appreciate our style of writing, our style of developing and whatnot, when they play the game, they like all the characters, even though obviously some more than others.
Yes.
It's almost impossible not to create that disparity. But at the end of the day, I would like people to be able to appreciate them all for what they are. And I know that there's people that are like, I really like this route on Fleeting Iris, but I couldn't even touch this other route because I hate Netorare or
That's okay.
and that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
sure,
fine. You don't have to
absolutely.
play the whole game. You have a lot of endings. You have a lot of,
Yes.
just play the ones. Just play the ones that
Yes, you do.
just play the ones that you want to play. So the style for Journey Abroad is the one on the right, and that's what the one we're going to use. The style on the left with the redhead is the one that we are
Yeah.
currently looking into it, but we just got a new different style that we are trying to do that is even better than this one, and we want to create the most the biggest possible immersion. We want our game to look the best from the best that we can make, from the menus, to the writing, to the personality of the characters, to the story, to the missions, to the pacing, to all of the things that create immersion, from the songs to the sound effects to the sprites to everything. We want to make the game the best that we can possibly make, because that's how we have always done things. We just weren't at the same level that we are today, but we are at the level today that we want to make something that is revolutionary. We don't want to go stagnant. We don't want to just keep releasing games. There were a few circles that I really appreciated back in the day, and honestly I felt a little sad because it feels like they never improved from the style that they had.
I see.
And there were a lot of circles from way back, and I'm talking way back. We're talking 2010s to 2012s to 2013s,
Okay.
right? And at the time, everybody was going crazy with those circles.
Yeah, but after a while,
But
Yeah.
since they got very stagnant, it feels like.
yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna use this to spoil a little bit, because I feel spoilish. I feel spoilish. Actually, let me pull this here. It's probably the best way to do this. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a little something, a little idea of what we haven't been spoiling. Actually, let me check our Discord for Journey Abroad to see how far have I spoiled. Yeah, there's literally 2 scenes that we're missing out from here. I've been trying not to spoil
Okay.
stuff from to people, because I want to create a bigger impact when the things come out, when the games come out. But I'm pretty sure that I can spoil a little bit. Actually, it's on main characters. Oh no, I need to actually save the images.
Oh.
I still have the Photoshop projects. I haven't saved the images to actual images for the dialogues. But yeah, right now we're trying to give the finishing touches to the Shota patch. Obviously, we're finding many ways to improve it. We're getting new songs. Even though it's a small game, it's a small free DLC that everyone can get. We wanted to make it look pretty fucking epic, because it's pretty much a game on its own. And actually, I can just save these two the way they are. Yeah, I could probably yeah. I think people are gonna like this. Let me just grab these two, and I feel like people are going to like this. I just thought that this is 18 plus, right? This is 18 plus, so I feel like even if I spoil this, it's not gonna be too big of an issue. So let go pre-01. I feel like people are gonna like this. 302. Actually, I did it the other way around. So basically, let me just do this as well, so we can spoil everyone on Twitter, on YouTube a little bit on the podcast. And I think you guys are going to like this. Actually, it starts like a nerd, but we are going to just do this. So basically, let me get this, and there we go. Let's start spoiling people. So at some point, very early in the game, one of the quests that you can do, and one of the things that you can do, is enroll in a gym, right? As a main character for Journey Abroad. So you're going to be looking like this. Actually, this is how the character looks after it improves a little bit. His look. The way he gets this look is also a quest of its own. And then you find out that your personal trainer in the gym is, what did I call the character? What did I call that? Okay. So your personal trainer in the gym is this character, which I know some of you probably already know. Thick. So she's gonna be your personal trainer in the gym, and this is another of her costumes. And I'm going to tease one of the scenes that is not done yet, but just to give you guys an idea of the style that we are going to go with. Actually, I think I picked this one incorrectly. So at some point, she's going to be help you out in the gym. And just to be sure, at the start, you don't look like the character right here. You're gonna start with the generic look, with the glasses and the initial look of the main character. This is how you're gonna look after some quests in the game. And yeah, basically you're going to start by she's going to start by helping you out a little bit in the gym. She's gonna be spotting you, and then she spots you a boner. Because you're below, and you get this kind of view. And I've already seen all this goes to later, but there's a bunch of cool stuff that you find out later on. And since I'm pretty sure that our channel is 18 plus, you still have some limits to what you can do, but I feel this is not nudity. I assume this is not considered nudity.
Yeah, I've seen stuff on YouTube that it's definitely 18 plus.
Same, but I also assume that stuff was deleted after a bit.
Probably.
So, I don't think this is considered nudity. I will also not consider, like, if my girlfriend wore this, I wouldn't consider, oh, it's just tasteful, And then you find out that she has a side job that she does on at nights, which initially and originally, it might not look like it's just something that doesn't make any sense, but you're going to see once you realize the background of the character that it's even the fact that she does those kind of jobs at night is even how do I say this without spoil? Okay, so she's the daughter of the reverend of the church, and yeah, she at night she's very naughty, and she's supposed to be like a choir girl that helps out in church and whatnot. And yeah, in one of the versions of the game, she's the girlfriend of the guy that you switch houses with. And obviously in the incest version, that guy doesn't technically exist. So yeah, in one of the versions, this will be kind of a cheating route, kinda, but not too focused on NTR. So this is just some of the things that we have stored for you guys. We don't know if it's gonna come out in the first patch. We are already planning way ahead when it comes to Journey Abroad. So yeah, right now, what the team is doing is we're having a lot of fun. trying to get the assets that are going to make the game, that are going to take the game to the next level, and not just write entire scenes for the sake of writing entire scenes and just drawing aimlessly with like no story and not knowing where the game is going. We already have most of our games written, as we have shown many times in the past, and we are very excited to show you guys the story of Journey Abroad, which, as we have explained, as a more Western style and Western type of dialogue. You're not gonna see the characters go foo 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 and you know, because that's more like the Eastern style in Thai, and that's the type that I try to caption and the type that I try to use on Fleeting Iris, which is meant to be like the generic style in Thai, whereas Journey Abroad is going to have more mature dialogues. You won't be seeing characters sleeping up on a banana peel and be like, oh no, why did I land on your dick? There's obviously a lot of things in Fleeting Iris that is like, Jesus, how naive can this girl be? Like, what the fuck? Like, are you the most gullible person in the face of this fucking planet? Which is normal for that type of hentai, right? I'm writing in a style. I want to write a trope that kind of fits the style. So when people judge the writing for this or that, sometimes you gotta see if someone is just not trying to, you know, just trying to fit the specific style when they're writing something. And you're going to see that in Journey Abroad, the style of writing is going to be completely different. It's going to be a more mature style and whatnot, because it's literally a different style game. So it's obviously going to be a better style of writing for some, and it's going to be a worse style of writing for others. Some people just like gratuitous sex scenes, and they want to divert everything from Fleeting Iris takes too long to get hentai scenes in the beginning of the game, and I've heard people that say you get hentai scenes way too fast at the beginning of the game and the character is not slut enough, and some people say the character is way too slutty early on. You're going to get everything. So obviously there's going to be people that are going to like the style from Journey Abroad more than they like the style of Fleeting Iris, and vice versa. So yeah, I feel like I ended up naming today's podcast Limits of Creativity, but I feel like a more apt name to it will be Trying to Please Greeks and Trojans. but it's like, it's more like Limits of Diversity, right? Because even though you might relate to some characters.
Use that expression in English too.
What, Limits of Diversity?
No, Trying to Please Greeks and Trojans.
Yes, they also use that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that line is not.
I don't think I've ever heard it in English.
I feel like it is a thing. Trying to please Greeks and Trojans. It's not a
I'm
thing.
sorry, we are experiencing some technical issues.
No, it's a Portuguese proverb.
That's what I said.
Okay, so it's only Portuguese. I thought it was a thing. So basically, there's a Portuguese proverb that is it's impossible to please Greeks and Trojans, which is obviously it's impossible to please two different crowds, right? You cannot kill one without, you know, hey, you please the
There's
one.
only one Ellen of Troy.
Yeah, there's only one Ellen of Troy. You cannot split her in half and give half to each side. Oh wait, it kind of loses some functionality.
Let me introduce you to this guy called Salomon. He has a big sword.
Wait, isn't Solomon the guy that turns everything into gold?
No, that was Midas. Solomon was the guy that said to cut the baby in half to give half to each mother. Remember that story?
And they thought I was cruel because I said, how do you split the apples? How about you split the people? You know? Anyway, we're digressing. The idea is, and I feel like I have went there without trying to. It's kind of, the conversation led there. But a lot of what we try to do in our games is create diversity. From the topics, from the fetishes, from the way the characters look, from the type of writing, because it's almost impossible to appeal to all crowds. It is like, if you create a game that is, for instance, Futanari, you're instantly going to appeal to a lot of people, and you're going to alienate a lot of people. If you do the same thing with milfs, and all of the like the biggest all of the biggest fetishes that I can identify, which is going to be something like incest, like NTR, like furries, like whatever it is. If you make something on that style, you're instantly going to alienate a crowd. If you make an NTR game, you're going to get the NTR haters. Oh, you guys are a bunch of cucks. You guys love seeing your girls being taken by alpha males and sigmas and that shit. Like they can't be.
When I hear someone use the expression alpha male,
yeah.
Jesus.
Why can't they be identifying as sigmas? Like, haha, I'm the one who takes the girl. Like, you know, it didn't occur to them, or maybe it didn't occur to them that they're like, it's just a game, bro.
Maybe because they are a bunch of betas.
But
you know,
maybe because they're a bunch of betas. But yeah, like, I personally don't appreciate Futanari, but I wouldn't like. I actually wrote a Futanari scene. It wasn't, even though it was like a magical Futanari scene.
Yes.
For our game. If you ask me, hey Stark, did you really like the Futanari scene? I was like, I hope you guys liked it. You know, there's a lot of scenes that I made in the game that I personally didn't love, but I was kind of hoping that other people, you know, enjoyed it. Now, when it came to like the bestiality patch, I felt like I didn't know enough about the genre, and it will be great if people that were, you know, big fans of bestiality tell me, what do you find attractive about that, right? So I can explore, so I can get myself in their head, and I can try to understand what makes this sexy for you, right? Because when people play NTR games, they're like, oh, there's NTR A and NTR B and NTR C. I never understood any of those, and I know there's like Neto and Netorare, and there's Netoraze, and there's Netokage, and there's whatever, bro. If people explain, what do you find sexy about this? What is it about this style that appeals to you? Then maybe if I understand, I can write in that style, or I can try to please people. Like, oh, I understand. I see what it is. I'm gonna try and, like, you know, write in that style, or draw something in that style, or whatever it is, right? And when it comes to like furries, I don't know what it is. I hope that it's just how the characters look, because I played a game called Legend of Crystal, which is about Crystal from some Nintendo game. I feel like she's like Star Fox. I think that's name. That's either the name of the game, or her name. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But it didn't feel like the writing. To me, it didn't feel like the writing was different just because of the fetish. It feels like we are writing hentai, and this just happens to be how the characters look.
Okay.
Right, but some stuff. There's fetishes that there's stuff between the lines, right? That the stuff that appeals to you is something that is written between the lines. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's not only the scenario that you're putting the characters in, or how the characters look. It's something that they say. It's like his dick was too big, and then it got stuck because he was a dog, and like, that's the type of stuff that people only explain to me after I wrote the game. Like, oh, that's not how dogs fuck, and that's not, you should have made the knuckle or whatever the fuck that's called get stuck in Ayame and all. And I'm like, I'm trying to understand the fetish, and I'm trying to write it, but at the same time I only have 1 month. So yeah, I already apologize profusely about it. I try to do my best.
I mean, honestly, for a patch that we made in such a short time, I think it was pretty amazing.
I actually feel like it was short. We should have added more days, and I felt like instantly. I knew that was a thing.
Yes.
While I was writing
absolutely, but the patch had a lot of dialogue and a lot of scenes with a lot of writing and stuff. For how long did we?
1 month.
1 month for everything.
Yes.
It was very good considering the time that, you know.
I can make it a lot better, but
I'm not saying otherwise.
Whatever. It's the same thing. Like, if you don't know how to write NTR, you might be an amazing writer of hentai, or amazing writer of romance, or smut, or whatever. But when it comes to a specific fetish,
yes,
you might not be very versed on that fetish, and you might not know how to write it, right? So I still haven't done furry. Actually, we did a little furry in our Halloween. See, that's us trying to create diversity.
Does that count as furry? I don't think.
Jasmine is literally furry. She's literally a beast female, and she has sex with orcs,
You're
right? Obviously, I'm trying to juggle all this and trying to cater for everyone, but it's just we want to create diversity and we want to create immersion and we want to be pioneers. We want to be ahead of the pack. We want to make games that are not just the same game. It's not, oh, it's the same shit that they did 8 years ago but with different characters. No, we want to make it better and better and better. Like Cat Williams says in his comedy special. Hey, if you've been selling weed for for the last 5 years and you been pushing coke by now, you're a bad drug dealer. Get the fuck out the game. And it's to me it feels like the same. If you're still making the same shit that you've been doing 5 years ago, hey, if you got your loyal fan base and that's what they still appreciate and whatnot, that's great. But if you have been working on the same stuff and you've been trying to improve yourself for the past 8 years, like we have been, our skill set has improved. We can do more things. The things that we could do already, we can do it better. So now we owe to our fans, to the people that have been supporting us for the last 8 years, to do better. So Fleeting Iris 2.0 is not going to fly. That's not going to be what we're going to put out. We need to put out something that is better. Like Fleeting Iris is good. This is going to be great. And obviously, there might be a point where we feel like we have reached our goal, our cap. Like we have not felt like we've been improving. Like Muku at some point will feel like it will not be improving his art. I will not be improving my writing. I might not improve the quality of the maps any further than I can. And we cannot find or make better songs than we have done. But that is not today. Right now, we feel like we are a lot better team than we were when we started doing Fleeting Iris. And there have been many revisions to Fleeting Iris that have proven that we are a much better team than we were way back when. And that is going to be reflected on the remaster. It's not just going to be like a glorified higher resolution game. I'm literally going to go over the dialogues and make everything better and repeat the sounds and all the small bugs and the small inconsistencies. I'm going to fix all that. But for everyone that has been following Evan Studios, I can promise you, you haven't seen our best yet. You haven't been close to see our best yet. Fleeting Iris is good. It was the best that we could do at the time, and it has improved along the time and through the days and through the years. But Journey Abroad and Bloodlust are supposed to be next level from Fleeting Iris. And that's the only thing that we hope, and that's what we are aiming to deliver. As good as Fleeting Iris was, we want people to look back and say, wow, that was good then, but this is what's good now. And when we started doing Fleeting Iris, people called us overly ambitious. People called it impossible to do. People called it a million things. But we were trailblazers. We were pioneers in a lot of shit. We had people from the Enterbrain teams in the official forums telling us that some of the scripts were impossible to do, that a lot of stuff that we did with the engine couldn't be done. We did it, and now our goal is to fucking do it again. When it comes to when it comes to RPG anti games, we want to do better than we did. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to consider other teams better, and it's absolutely subjective. And I will fight for your right to have favorites that are not us, because that's the beauty with the world. It's diversity. Again, it's diversity. Everything is diversity. But for us, the team to beat is us, and we already set the bar. And goddamn, we're gonna break that motherfucker again when we make our future games. Anyway, this was our podcast. I hope you guys appreciated the news, and if you guys wanna hear me talk again with one of the owners of I always keep forgetting the game. It's Gunsmoke Games. If you guys want to hear me talk with Smoke Shank on Friday 27th, 11:30 p.m., 5:30 CST, show up. I'm going to post links on Twitter, on Patreon, on Discord. You know, you will be able to find it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's podcast. I appreciate you all so much for joining. Kong Fan, Era N, Sirius Black, Zellmate, Soli. I don't know who you are, but welcome to the podcast, bro. I appreciate you all for listening. Everyone that hasn't talked in chat, I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all so much. Regardless, thank you for spending your time with us. I hope we kept you guys company for 1 hour, and it was and you guys had fun. Anyway, that is all from me. Isaac, take them away.
Bye, everyone.
Always works. See.
Yes.
Yeah, I wish you all a lot of love, a lot of health, and that's all that matters. Take care, guys. Stay cool.
Okite, wakari, ne, boshijata. 思い出したのは君のことです。起きて明かり眠くなった。忘れたくないのは君の顔です。夜には遅くまで起きてる。あなたの声を聞きたい。あなたの手をつなぎたい。朝にはまだ寝坊して眠たい。頭が空っぽになって頭が真っ白になって。広い世界狭くなった。思い出したのは綺麗なことです。広い世界赤くなった。忘れたくないのはこの気持ちです。染めているのはなんだ。知りたいんだ知りたいんだ。ああ君の笑顔が胸多分染めているのはなんだ。知りたいんだ知りたいんだ。もう分かっているかもね。そうだよ。ふうふう前には知らない